As the flights move into position, and for the safety and comfort of those around you, we ask that you refrain from entering the retreat pad and remain in your respective seating area when taking photos during the ceremony. Do not stand or sit in the stairways unless entering or exiting the grandstand. Additionally, we ask that you do not stand at the bottom of the grandstands as well as the arena drill pad. At the conclusion of the ceremony, you may proceed onto the retreat pad after the flights are dismissed. Please be cautious when ascending and descending the bleachers. Utilize the handrails and watch for tripping, flipping, and falling hazards. Restroom facilities are located in the reception center and to the right of the flagpole. During this morning's ceremony, smoking and the consumption of alcoholic beverages is not permitted. At this time, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. Thank you, and enjoy today's ceremony. In the military, ceremonies are held to accord distinctive honors to national symbols or individuals on special occasions. These ceremonies are also used to display the proficiency and state of training in a command and to promote teamwork and pride in the organization. They also contribute to public morale by displaying symbolically the strength and unity of the military in support of the nation. All of the movements that you will observe today are known as drill. The purpose of drill is to enable a commander or non-commissioned officer, such as a military training instructor, the ability to move their units from one place to another in an orderly manner, to aid in training by instilling discipline and habits of precision and response to the leader's orders, and to provide for the development of all leaders in the practice of commanding formations. To maintain proper decorum and respect for events such as this, we ask that you abide by the following standards while you are here. First, there will be times that you will be asked to stand for the invocation, the playing of the national anthem, the Air Force song, and the reciting of the Airman's Creed. Second, we ask that you remain silent during these times, reflecting on the price that has been paid for our freedom. Third, we ask that you pay respect to the flag during the national anthem. Military members and veterans in uniform will stand at attention and render a salute. Civilians should stand and place their right hand over their heart. Now marching into position, from the 319th Training Squadron, Flight 032, led by Master Sergeant Jonathan Hawkins, military training instructor, hometown, Atlanta, Georgia. Flight 033, led by Staff Sergeant Antonio Pinho, military training instructor, hometown El Paso, Texas. Flight 034, led by Staff Sergeant Christopher Talon, military training instructor, hometown Los Molinos, California. Flight 035, led by Technical Sergeant Troy Stumpf, military training instructor, hometown Monticello, Iowa. From the 322nd Training Squadron, PT Excellence and Academic Excellence Flight, Flight 036, led by Technical Sergeant Alexis Grimm, military training instructor, hometown Tyler, Texas. Flight 037, led by Technical Sergeant Michael Hansen, military training instructor, hometown Eldridge, Iowa. Flight 038, led by Staff Sergeant Isley Baggett, military training instructor, hometown Newport, North Carolina. Flight 039, led by Staff Sergeant Brandon Millington, military training instructor, hometown Fairbanks, Alaska. From the 324th Training Squadron, Flight 040, led by Technical Sergeant Philip Edwards, military training instructor, hometown San Antonio, Texas. Flight 041, led by Staff Sergeant Tiffany Sawatsky, military training instructor, hometown Panama City, Florida. From the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 042, led by Technical Sergeant Colton Marvin, military training instructor, trainer, hometown Portland, Oregon. Flight 043, led by Technical Sergeant Arlen Wiley, military training instructor, hometown York, South Carolina. Flight 044, led by Technical Sergeant Roger Shaw, military training instructor, hometown Chicago, Illinois. Flight 045, led by Technical Sergeant Jacob Bergen, military training instructor, hometown Hamilton, Iowa. Air Force Basic Military Training conducts graduation events over the course of 2 days to celebrate the accomplishments of our newest airmen and guardians. These events recognize their transition into the profession of arms. We acknowledge the tradition of honor and legacy of valor provided by those who came before and inspire us still today. We would also like to thank the family and friends for their continued support that these graduates will be counting on as they serve our great nation in the years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the invocation given by Chaplain Ross.
Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Eternal and mighty God, we come before you today giving thanks for this opportunity to celebrate the men and women of the 737th Training Group. Lord, we thank you for the hard work and dedication that they have put in to make it this far. Thank you for every leader, instructor, and staff member who helped guide them and encourage them as they stand before you, us, and their family and friends to receive this coin in acknowledgement of all that they have done. God, we know that this coin is not just given, but earned. And over the last few weeks, these individuals have done everything required to receive it. So with pride, joy, and honor, we give thanks to you for their strength, both physical and mental, and the endurance that it took to get each of them here. And so we ask that as iron sharpens iron, you let airmen sharpen airmen, make them strong and brave, and forever be with them. It is in your name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Please be seated. Good morning, and welcome to today's Basic Military Training graduation ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with the host for today's ceremony, the Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training and 1989 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Billy Wilson, Jr. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson. The guest speakers, the Commander, 322nd Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Caitlin Kenny. The Senior Enlisted Leader, 322nd Training Squadron, and 1997 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Jake Bale. Also in attendance with us today, the Director of Current Operations and Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations, Brigadier General David Epperson. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737th Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. This week, we have a special opportunity to recognize one additional and significant achievement, demonstrating the dedication of 16 of our graduates, who are being led by Technical Sergeant John Shields, Military Drill and Ceremonies Non-Commissioned Officer, hometown, Kinston, North Carolina. Today's recognition is made possible by a partnership between the Department of Defense and Departments of Homeland Security to allow active duty service members to become citizens under the Naturalization and Basic Training Initiative. To be eligible, a member of the Armed Forces must pass a comprehensive application process administered by the Department of Homeland Security, including a background check and personal interview to demonstrate high moral character and their knowledge of the English language. Applicants are also tested on U.S. history and government. Please hold your applause until all names have been announced. The Air Force is proud to recognize Airman Jules Caesar Dovey, country of origin, Togo. Airman John Paul Mirza, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Albors Farhadpour, country of origin, Iran. Airman Yunus Emre Umur, country of origin, Turkey. Airman Daniel Kang, country of origin, Cameroon. Airman Javen Asamonte, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Kawiwat Waturam, country of origin, Thailand. Airman Neil Bickner, country of origin, South Africa. Airman Jose Yair Tapia Soto, country of origin, Mexico. Airman Ricardo Limon Delgado, country of origin, Mexico. Airman Macy Robert, country of origin, Haiti. Airman Jonamar Pasqua, country of origin, Philippines. Airman Paria Panawaranku, country of origin, Thailand. Airman Gracia Halaboya Busia, country of origin, Congo. Airman JC Escobedo Oliva, country of origin, Honduras. Airman Suri Sarmiento Jimenez, country of origin, Colombia. Ladies and gentlemen, please help us congratulate the newest citizens of the United States of America. Musical support for this morning's ceremony is provided by Airmen from the 321st Training Squadron, performing under the direction of Technical Sergeant Matthew Zettelmoyer, Military Training Instructor, hometown, Augusta, Georgia. These individuals have been hand-selected to perform for today's ceremony. In addition to completing all basic training syllabus and training requirements, Drum and Bugle Corps members commit additional training hours for practice throughout their weeks of training. Their extra efforts and commitment demonstrate teamwork and the Air Force's core value, service before self. With each Drum and Bugle Corps performance, they honor the long-standing tradition of live music at formal military ceremonies. Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant Bale will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, do our trainees look good today? All right, I promise we'll keep this quick so you can get your hands on them. Before I begin, I'd like to extend the thanks to senior leaders and distinguished visitors that have taken time out of their day to celebrate our graduates. I would also like to thank our military training instructors who have spent countless hours dedicated to changing the trainees you see before you into airmen in the United States Air Force. You men and women are the backbone of the basic military training mission and the Air Force. Finally, I would like to say thank you to the family, friends, and loved ones in the stands who have traveled from far and wide to honor and celebrate our graduates. Today is an awesome day. Today we celebrate a major milestone in your Air Force career, your graduation from basic military training. Over 7 weeks ago, you arrived here at BMT as individuals who had raised their right hand and volunteered to serve in the world's greatest Air Force. From that time you arrived, you have been removed from your comfort zones, you have been challenged, you have had successes, you have had failures. But throughout, you have persevered, and now today we celebrate your transition from individuals into airmen and wingmen. BMT will not be the only time that you will be challenged in the Air Force. There will be other training events, schools, deployments, and such that will again take you out of your comfort zone and require you to perform at a high level in short order. What I would tell you is to use your experiences that you've had here in BMT as the foundation for success when tackling those challenges. Specifically, remember the importance of communication and teamwork. that when faced with those events that you must communicate with leadership to understand what your roles and responsibilities are and the expectations that they have for you. Also remember how important it is to break down the barriers to communication with your teammates, as I believe you agree that breaking down those barriers was a catalyst to your flight's endurance performing and thriving here in BMT. Additionally, as you begin your Air Force career, I would advise that you identify what values and principles that you hold dear and use them to guide your decision making. If I could recommend a couple, that would be professional, be proactive, and be accountable. Be a professional both on and off duty. Remember that you now represent something greater than yourself, and you will be held to a different standard. Be proactive. If you have ideas on how to do something better, let it be known. If you see an issue, don't pass it up, take care of it. Be accountable. Hold yourself and those around you accountable. Whether it's following instructions or guidance as directed, striving to meet standards, or simply making a mistake, hold yourself and those around you accountable. It has been an absolute honor to be a part of your first step of your military career, and I wish you and your loved ones nothing but the best as you start this Air Force journey. As one of your senior enlisted leaders, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended to Colonel Wilson and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson that you receive your coveted Airman's coin, which signifies your transition today from trainees to airmen. Once again, congratulations, and military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the Venerable Airman's coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur, until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the airman's coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our Air and Space Force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force."
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Kenny will now come forward and address our graduating class.
It's always amazing to watch that ceremony, no matter how many times we do this. One more round of applause, please, for our brand new airmen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 37th Training Wing, home of Air Force Basic Military Training. I know that you've made many sacrifices to help your loved ones through these 7.5 weeks of very difficult training, and it is not lost on me the critical role that family and friends have in the success of every airman. I'm grateful to each and every one of you for the love and support you have given them, and especially for your presence here today. Thank you for trusting us with your loved ones. Would those among you who are veterans or who are still currently serving please stand and be recognized? To each of you, I say thank you for your service and thank you for inspiring your loved ones to follow in your footsteps. Ladies and gentlemen, I must take a moment to give credit and praise to the military training instructors who are truly the most talented, dedicated, motivated, and selfless people you will ever meet. Over the last 2 months, they were up early in the morning and stayed late at night, working tirelessly with a relentless pursuit of excellence to take 630 individuals and turn them into this amazing group of newly forged warriors that stand in front of you today. Please join me in thanking them for their incredible work. To our newest airmen, we've asked a lot of you over the last 2 months. We've held you to high standards, and I think I speak for all of the leadership here in attendance that it has been our privilege and honor to watch you rise to the challenge, to grow into a team, and to cross that hallowed threshold from trainee to airman. Never forget that tomorrow, when you raise your right hand and take that oath, you are dedicating yourself to the cause of defending this nation's most precious freedoms, for this generation and for all future generations to come. I'm confident that you will not fail in this sacred mission. Your time here at Basic Military Training is coming to a close, but this is not the end. This is only the beginning of what awaits you. As you leave us to begin the next step of your journey at technical training, remember the foundations that your MTIs have laid out for you here. Integrity, service before self, taking care of your wingman, always doing your best. These are the secrets to success. There will be challenges and there will be hard days, but there will also be some of the best days of your life. And when those challenges do happen, remember your why and let it carry you. Remember that your attitude is the only thing that separates an adventure from an ordeal. I will leave you with one last piece of advice, and that is to strive to always be better than you were yesterday. Don't let yourself get too comfortable. We learn not from the moments of contentment, but from moments of challenge. The trainees in the 322nd Training Squadron hear me say this often, but you will never know what you are capable of until you test your limits. So run those few extra steps. Knock out one more push-up. And when your new squadron is looking for volunteers, raise your hand. Get outside of your comfort zone, and you will find limitless potential. So to our new teammates and airmen, I am proud to serve with each of you, and we send you into the world knowing that you have the moral courage to be your best selves, full of the same pride, character, and excellence that you learned here at BMT. Congratulations, Airmen. One team!
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Kenny. At this time, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize Basic Military Training's most outstanding performer, someone who demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from the 331st Training Squadron, Flight 042, Airman Alex McConkey. He is from Madison, Wisconsin, and joined the Air Force to become a tactical aircraft maintenance apprentice. In the stands cheering are his father Todd, his father's wife Kimberly, and his brother Zane. His recruiter is Technical Sergeant Sonia Buchanan from the 115th Force Support Squadron, Madison, Wisconsin. Please stand as a sign of unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention. Thank you. Please be seated. Instructors, place your flights at ease. This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at every United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today is symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with the flag. These airmen are part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifices of the military and dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask you to think. Think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by service members who preceded us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today, freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the projection of the strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the 320th Training Squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Fausto Heel. Our commander of airmen is Master Sergeant Nicholas Niles. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants on the battlefield. It has been placed in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag has flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. It has flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, on the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped set free. Yet, it remains invincible.
The flag is secured. Return to guard. Left wheel, arch. Fire, arch. Left wheel, arch. Fire, arch.
Please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Families with graduates in the Drum and Bugle Corps are asked to wait for their graduates on the north side of the west bleachers while they secure their equipment. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad. Please use caution when descending the bleachers. Town Pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at the 37th Training Wing, Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas. Airmen, if you lost a flight cap, report to the podium to retrieve it. Top graduate, report to the podium to retrieve your certificates. All graduates are now released to their families.